Hello there, my people. My name is Lee Davey. I'm not an alcoholic. I refuse to be anonymous. I am someone that doesn't drink alcohol. I am a father, a son, a husband, a leader, a lover, a master life coach, and I spend every moment of my life helping people to live a self-led life without alcohol. What is a self-led life? Clarity, compassion, curiosity, world-class communication, all those things and more. And I want to continue my little series on why do we drink alcohol. Okay, a question that I urge all of you, even if you drink alcohol and you're not even interested in stopping to drink alcohol, ask yourself, why do I drink this stuff? It's a really, really liberating question that can really take you to make some massive life changes in your life. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about rites of passage. All right, so as a young man growing up in the Welsh Valleys, alcohol is seen as a rite of passage. Drinking alcohol is seen as a ritualisation that every boy has to go through in order to become a man. Now, I'm a man, I'm not a woman, so I haven't experienced the woman side of things, so I'm not going to go there. But I will tell you this, my experience of being around girls as they went into womanhood in the valleys was very similar, right? That the girls went through a similar rite of passage or ritualization, and that was that the women it was demanded of them, or the girls, to drink just as much as the men and to smash it up just as much as the men and to be hypersexualized and to dance on tables and to get into fights just like the men, right? But today I'm just going to focus on my own rite of passage. Now, very, very early on in life, you look at your male role models, your fathers, your uncles, your granddads, your superstars on television, and you want to be like them, right? And subconsciously, you're just copying them. You're doing whatever they do. And if you live in a culture of people who drink alcohol, people like us do things like this, then as a young boy, one of the key things you want to do when you grow up, you want to have sex, and you want to drink alcohol. You may even want to try a cigarette. You might want to take drugs. But alcohol is really, really right up there as a rite of passage. And I used to bond. I mean, I bonded more with my dad, actually, through alcohol than any other time in my life when I was younger. My dad will be the first to admit that he's not the greatest when it comes to emotions, and that's probably because his dad was not cuddly fuddly with him, but his dad probably bonded with him down the bookies, or his dad probably bonded with him around alcohol in the pub and a club. And that is how I bonded with my dad. It was almost like a rite of passage. It was almost like he recognized me for the first time in my life, and alcohol was a big part of that. I also talk about the 5 ends of justification a lot, that we drink alcohol because we think it's normal, we think it's natural, we think it's necessary, we think it's nice, but we also think it's noble. And there's this aspect of growing up as a young teenager where you want to drink as much as you can and just to prove to the other guys around you, because you have such low self-esteem, that you can drink with the big boys, that you can get smashed, that you can handle your ale. And it allows you to act like a complete and utter knobhead. Let's just be honest, right? So the rite of passage, particularly when you turn 18, and the whole thing about drinking as much vodka and gin as you can and hoping you don't end up with alcohol poison. It's this rite of passage that we have in modern culture, which is very, very toxic. And it's a pseudo ritual or a pseudo rite of passage. And I'll tell you, for me, I felt like I was turning into a man, but actually what was happening through my consumption of alcohol and the whole cultural dynamic around it, I was actually locking myself into a toxic masculine psyche, a toxic masculine archetype, the hero, boy energy. So in my first marriage and my second marriage, for all of my first marriage and for large parts of my second marriage, my wives were actually married to a boy. Right? Because I just could not evolve. And it wasn't until I stopped drinking alcohol and I learned to live a conscious life, a self-led life, and to come from compassion and to really do the work that I started to become more rooted in my healthy masculine, okay? Alcohol drags you into that unhealthy masculine. Why is this important right now? Well, because if we can recognize that using alcohol as a rite of passage is unhealthy, then we can be different role models for our sons, our daughters, our nephews and nieces, all right? So if any of that lands for us, leave a note down below. If not, strive on until tomorrow. Much love.